Hi, let's dive into the topic of embedded derivatives in financial liabilities and the conditions under which they need to be separated from their host contract. When a hybrid contract contains a host contract that is not a financial asset, any embedded derivative in the contract must be evaluated to see if it needs to be treated separately. But this happens only if specific conditions are met. What are the conditions for separation? 1. Economic characteristics don't align. If the embedded derivatives' economic risks and characteristics are not closely related to those of the host contract, this is the first trigger for separation. 2. Meets the definition of a derivative. The embedded derivative should on its own meet the definition of a derivative instrument. This means it has no initial investment, its value changes with an underlying variable, and it's settled at a future date. 3. Not measured at fair value through profit or loss, FVTPL. If the hybrid contract is already measured at fair value with changes in profit or loss, then the embedded derivative doesn't need to be separated. What happens after separation? Once the embedded derivative is separated, it is accounted for as a standalone derivative, while the remaining host contract is treated according to the appropriate accounting standard, such as Ind AS 32 or Ind AS 109, designating the entire hybrid contract as FVTPL. If separating the embedded derivative is either impractical or unnecessary, the entire hybrid contract can be designated as FVTPL, provided it improves clarity and relevance in financial reporting. However, this is not allowed if the embedded derivative doesn't significantly change the cash flows of the contract. It's obvious without much analysis that the separation of the embedded derivative is prohibited. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.